There's a garden hidden behind the castle of the Whispering Moon. It is believed to hold magic. It's a place where time stops and breath feels lighter. They say the Garden of Majesty wasn't grown, but sung into life, that each leaf hums with an ancient melody, and each bloom remembers those that pass it. No one is allowed to pick from the garden, not even the caretakers, not even the dying, because stillness is where the spell survives. But someone did. One of 4, maybe 5, and by night, the garden went silent. It didn't wither with time. It didn't fall to frost. It was taken. No color left. No fragrance, no song. Just black leaves and stillness, and a single empty stems where the forbidden bloom had once grown. 4 guests and 1 gardener. All had beliefs about what the garden offers, but only one dared take it. Who and why? You decide. Let's begin our tale. This is the Garden of Majesty, once glowing with beauty. A place where magic dances off the petals, where people wait years to visit its glory. But one night, it changes. The glow is no longer, and the search begins for the culprit. Alara, the garden's keeper. She tended the garden for 15 years. She knew its power. She knew no one was allowed to touch the flowers. Her job was to sing to the garden. She had a connection to it that no one else did, but she had secrets. Could these secrets be so grievous to push her to do what has been forbidden? You decide.
Who could have done this?
15 years. It's lived through drought, through snow, through the strongest of weather. It never did this. Someone must have taken a flower. We had visitors today. We must meet with them in the morning and investigate.
You allowed outsiders into the garden. Any reason to believe one of them had cause to do this?
Once a year, we allow 4 people to visit the garden. I don't know why someone would hurt it, but the garden, it knows. It always leaves a mark. Each visitor signed the log after the visit. So, I know there were 4. The log is behind you, on the desk. Take it, so you can start asking questions.
Neil was fresh out of combat. The visions that played in his head were too much to bear. The nightmares, waking him up at night. What he desired more than anything was the power or strength to forget. But could this desire be enough to push him to do such a thing? You decide.
They say this garden used to bloom brightest after battle, as if it fed on sacrifice, or honored it. My brother believed the garden gave strength, not healing, not beauty, strength of the mind, strength enough to make the mind forget.
Did you come here for strength?
I came to bury my thoughts. My brother fought hard in the Sand Rebellion. He was so loved. He spoke of this garden during the battle. I thought, maybe the garden would let me feel him, hear him again, then give me the strength in my mind. The garden gives, yes, but not when asked, only when needed. I needed to see the garden. I needed to feel its strength. Though I have not forgotten, I remember the beauty of life, the beauty a future can hold. I'm keeping this in my heart forever.
Lydia was the first to visit the garden today. She writes poetry at every place she visits. It helps distract her from the sadness going on in her life. Her mother being in the hospital has been too much for her to handle lately. Could this grief be enough to take the forbidden? You decide.
It was in all its beauty yesterday. I wrote 3 verses just watching it. How could something so beautiful change so quickly?
You said the garden speaks. What did it say to you?
It doesn't speak in words. It sings in symbols, metaphors, emotion. I believe the garden gives clarity, poetic truth, shows you who you really are when everything else is stripped away.
Did you see anyone alone near the garden yesterday?
No, we were only allowed in one at a time.
You told the garden's keeper that you wanted to be alone in the garden. Why is that?
Poetry is born from silence. I let the garden speak. But the silence it's showing today, this silence feels like mourning.
Noreen loved plants. Her parents were herbalists as well. They always believed there was a plant that could heal dementia. They spent their lives looking for this plant. She made this her life's work as well. Could this search be enough for her to commit the forbidden? You decide.
You're an herbalist. Did you come to study the garden's medicinal properties?
Yes, I came to learn from this garden. I've heard it's forbidden, but also that it held impossible power, regrowth, restoration, the kind that even time couldn't undo. I've studied many flowers, some that mend broken nerves, some that give people restful nights, and others that bring relief to the body. But never have I encountered such majesty in a garden, such power, such an atmosphere.
And did you get what you came for?
Yes, it has taught me many things, but not the things I was expecting.
Mira has been interested in history all her life. She's heard of the magical garden that stays alive with songs sung to it. For years she's been desperate to see this for herself. What knowledge this could bring. Knowledge of the past. Knowledge people spent years searching for. But could this desire for knowledge be enough? You decide.
You're familiar with the Garden of Majesty, aren't you?
The legend of the Garden of Majesty is known around the world. Many say it's a myth that allows people to hope. I had to see it for myself. The garden is woven into the land's memory, its history. Every seed contains a story, every bloom, a legacy. There was once a fifth gate. Hidden, it was sealed centuries ago because someone tried to bind the garden's soul, twist it for power.
Are you suggesting someone tried to reopen it?
I didn't see the fifth gate. There could be no way to open something you can't see.
And so, there is one garden's keeper and 4 guests. There is a clue. You decide who the culprit is.